What's going on, gamers? I found a funny post here I had to like, and I'm pretty sure you see why. And this goes back to the recent video I did and recent information about PlayStation abandoning single player games on PC. The thing is, too, you would say, hold on, is this guy a PC fanboy? And you're going to be surprised how this actually works out. So his name is Gaming Grifter, huh? Interesting. He posted, yeah, he's keeping up with the days. He posted Sony still hasn't officially said anything, right? GameSpot isn't a valuable source. Oh, it's not? Really? Are you? But what's so interesting about this is him actually making a calendar and counting down the days that Sony has not saying anything against what people have been saying. Yeah, they haven't officially said it, but I think it's pretty obvious by only on PlayStation reveals when they've done that. There's a lot of things they haven't said. We're going to talk about that. 64 days without no official Sony statement on PC ports. Man, I tell you, some people are pretty sad, man. It's absolutely funny to me. Are we ready? Hold on. Let's see who this guy is. Oh, man, he believes this, y'all. Oh, man. Yeah, you know what? That is him. I think he could possibly be the Krillin. You know what I mean? He's definitely not a Goku. But he has Krillin right there. I mean, it's kind of a little bit off, but here it is. Xbox guy. Enter the mind of a harsh, no F's given, opinionated OG Xbox player since '01. Eagles, politics, okay, whatever. Gamer tag, Cobra Star Scream. So he's an Xbox guy. So we know, yeah, you're gonna fall for that. Not surprised. So we know why he is very interested in the Sony ports staying on PC, so that he could probably imagine that the Helix is gonna come in as an Xbox console and get a bunch of PlayStation games. You could play all their games on better settings or whatever, which is absolutely dumb. So I'm like, dude, if that's the case, it's already on PC doing that right now. You know what I mean? PC gamers have been doing that. Your device is going to be a PC, but with Xbox backwards compatibility feats from the official Xbox team that have worked with AMD and everything else. But it's like, it's not going to be an official console that's going to sell like the Series X, the Xbox One, the 360, or the Xbox. But you have some people with that mentality thinking they're about to go do something. I said, you're kind of late to the party because it's been there on PC for years. You're not doing anything new. You can get a 5090 or a 5080, an AMD card, whatever you want to get, and it's already available to do right now. But the funny thing is him keeping tabs. He's taking it so serious. Why are we doing this, right? And let's talk about 64 days without no official Sony statement on PC ports. It's like, what are we doing here? Do you want to count down since GT Gran Turismo 7 hasn't came to PC? Sony said nothing about that. Demon Souls remake, Demon Souls, Bloodborne, right? You know what I mean? Astrobot. You want to go ahead and put Ghost of Yotei in there? You know, it's like when you think about these type of things, it's like Sony doesn't have to say anything, and them not saying anything is not necessarily meaning it's not happening. They never, like I said, go do a countdown for all those PlayStation games, right? I guarantee you ain't got to do no countdown for no Xbox games. They're all coming. Yeah, I mean, let's put on that Halo t-shirt. That's all happening in the worst way, though. No multiplayer. But yeah, I mean, I don't understand the point of trying so hard to see, look, it's been this long. Sony still hasn't said anything. What you need to do all that for, man? I think you're trying too hard for a nothing burger. It's absolutely hilarious, man. Some of these crash outs are funny, bro. Because this, to me, is like some countdown crash out. It just cracks me up. Catted in says you missed Death Stranding 2, and he says it'll be on Game Pass, but that's not a Sony publishing game. They handed the rights to the Kojima team. But the funny thing here is this post right here by Neri, which I think is humorous. Says 215 days without Ghost of Yotei at PC. Yeah, I don't think it's going to happen because they haven't said anything. Usually that type of stuff would happen, quicker. But if Sony actually came out and did that, that would literally shut down everything and all these rumors, because that's a single player tentpole title. But if you don't see Ghost of Yotei at all this year, you can bet it's real. But if you see only on PlayStation, what do you think that means? If it wasn't there before, I don't think people remember this. Sony has said that about things. They put that on the Marvel's Wolverine logo. Soros, it's the same thing. It's like, where's Soros? I don't see it. So I think that graph that I posted yesterday actually has some relevancy. So it's not that Sony has officially said anything, but they haven't officially said that it was coming. You know what I mean? Because it's like, hold on, let's see. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21. It's been 7 months. No Ghost of Yote. Announcement coming to PC. Could it possibly be a year and then they may? I don't know. Like I said, as time goes on, I guess we will get our answers. I want to see Sony fiscal results because I think that's probably going to reveal something. If not, then we'll get some answers. But that type of stuff is fun to me. I want you guys to let me know what you think about this too, because why does an Xbox fanboy care about PC ports? Because that's the direction Xbox is being pushed into, and they feel like they can't be staying on console because it's ending. Everybody knows that. So now you're being forced to go PC because you can't sell as a standalone console anymore. The series sales say this. Steam Machine coming around the corner with Half-Life 3, if that's true, and it's about $600, that's not good news for Xbox Focus because they're going to take that away from you and they're going to have an exclusive identity. You see what I'm saying? Because Steam has an identity. Xbox has an identity crisis, right? The only way for them to form a strong identity is in being a strong third-party publisher and making Game Pass viable and affordable with really good quality games and keeping those two maximized and doing well and growing and doing well. Definitely publishing, because you're not going to make all your money on Game Pass compared to publishing. It's not going to come in even close getting these little subs when you can't even get 30 plus million subs and you're selling millions as a publisher. You know what I mean? It's like, let's look how much money they made on PlayStation, right? You saw it was like 700 million according to that one graph. 300 more, you'll make $1 billion. It's like, you're going to make way more money being a publisher. Now, how much money did you make publishing on PC and on your own console and putting some games on the Switch too? Yeah, you're in the $1 billion plus easy range. You see what I mean? You're going to make a lot more money publishing than you will with a subscription service, unless you were having Netflix numbers. That's different, but you're not having that. That's tough. So whether Sony's games go to PC or not does not really help Microsoft in the way that you think, because you're not going to have a standalone console like the Xbox Series was getting the PlayStation games and you're able to play that. That's in your standalone ecosystem. This is what I think that they don't understand when they try to make it seem like the Helix is going to be getting and sneaking in and getting PlayStation games. No, you're not, dude, because PC already has them. It's not a sneak. You're not getting anything independently. You're just coming in as a branch off of that with an OEM device, just like the Steam Deck is coming as a branch off of the Steam database and the PC database, and whatever is already available to all PC gamers with a laptop. Even Mac users with Steam on there too, and Windows users and Linux users, you're just coming in to join in that. But if it doesn't go to Steam, you don't get anything because it's not going to Xbox Store. It's not going to Game Pass. It is going to Steam, and you want to have a device that is able to have Steam as an app to get access to the PlayStation games. This is something that I think is a delusion that people have to wake up from. That's why I say you see an Xbox guy caring about this, because he probably has that type of mentality, which is not good. So you're never getting PlayStation games. Steam got a taste of PlayStation's library, and you want to get an extension of that with your device to make it seem like you're getting Xbox games. No, Steam got Xbox games, and if you get Steam, you can get Xbox games. But imagine if they said Steam is not coming to Helix. Well, then you're not getting any of those PlayStation games. You need Steam to do that, and Steam needs Sony to put their games on there. You see how this actually works? So if Nintendo actually got Kena, right, and they did, right? The Kena went to the Switch too. Nintendo actually got a PlayStation game because that came into their ecosystem. It's not anywhere else in that sort of sense. You get what I mean? If Kena came to Xbox, then Xbox got a PlayStation game. If Spider-Man came to Xbox, Spider-Man is coming to the Xbox ecosystem. But if Spider-Man is going to Steam, that's PC. Not Xbox Helix. Just like you think Xbox Raw Galaxy, no, dude, it's a PC. You weren't playing Sony games on an Xbox hardware. You were playing Sony games on a PC hardware called Aces with Xbox collaboration. It was already available on PC. So you thinking that you were doing something new is just delusional. And that's why I said that's a problem. We got to wake up from that. You can get mad at me all you want because you know I'm telling the truth. Hey, man, I'm just saying, if a Nintendo game went to Steam and an Xbox user came in there, the Xbox Helix is going to be getting Nintendo games. No, you're not. Steam would be getting Nintendo games, and you would come in there with a device because you want to get into the success that Steam actually built into the Windows platform, which it needs that base to build into and grab those people. If Microsoft and Xbox was so good, you would be dominating your own ecosystem, but you can't even do that. Steam dominates Microsoft for gaming. You see what I'm saying? But then on the other side, it's like, yeah, the difference though between Steam, PlayStation, and Nintendo, and even when Sega was there and Xbox when it was there succeeding, is that here's the difference. Steam does not have 100-something million install base like Sony and Nintendo standing in its own ecosystem with its own hardware. That's where I feel like they can't get to their level, and you need to realize how tough that's always been. They needed the billion-plus Windows install base. That was not because of gaming, but that they made gaming grow in there. That's what made them impressive, and they stayed as a private company. But if you tell Valve to get a Steam machine and sell 100 million, look how tough that will be. Do you think they're ever going to do that? Hell no. You know how tough that is? And you know how long Nintendo's been doing that with handhelds and consoles, and Sony as well? That's what I'm trying to tell you, though. Sony didn't reach the peaks Nintendo did with handheld. But the idea is that that's the difference between PlayStation, Nintendo, and Steam. Definitely Nintendo too, because they published and developed most of their games and were successful doing that in their own ecosystem with their own hardware, selling over 100+ million, and Sony selling 100+ million from a different standpoint. Steam was getting that off of Microsoft building those users, and they made people come to PC gaming on the Windows platform. But originally it was nowhere near like that. They didn't come in with those type of numbers. You see what I mean? That's the difference you should always know about Steam, PlayStation, Xbox, and even Sega in their times, because they created a lot of games and they do it yearly. Definitely Nintendo. You see, that's where you have to put that respect there, because it's like, not only did Nintendo do that, but they're the reason you see something like a Steam Deck or a GameCube or something like that. You see what I mean? Where people want to be a better first-party developer and want to actually have amazing mechanics in their games that are not gimmicky and a bundled imitation of a ton of other things. The Xbox brand has literally been damaged. Their strongest IP of all time, it's kind of like a Mario for Nintendo, has literally tanked off the cliff. And they can't even make a good Halo. They're afraid to even put multiplayer in their games because they're afraid that somebody would abandon the future one. They have no confidence. It's like, that's not good. You don't have the original people there either. So you look for everybody else's success to come in and be disrespectful on, and that's the saddest part. So I want you guys to let me know what you think about this. Like, comment, subscribe as usual. Just remember, you don't need to crash out like this and sit here and count this long hoping that it does still go to PC so that you can still have that mentality of coming in as an Xbox fanboy. You're mad at me all you want and thinking you're going to steal Sony's game. Like, that stuff is absolutely hilarious to me. Now, I don't have a problem with Sony sharing their games, but I'm just saying, remember, it's Steam that is getting them, and because of Steam's success. Later.